Welcome back to part 4 of this series. In part 4, we're going to be making the user interface a little bit more dynamic. So that means adding Monday, having some cards show up as Monday, the next card is Tuesday and Wednesday. In order to do that, we'll be learning a little bit about data types and static data as well. With that in mind, let's get started. So just for a little bit of context of where we're at now, in part 3 of this series, we created a for each loop where we could duplicate each card within it, or each item within it, which is our day card, 5 times. So we created that for each loop, placed it in an H stack with some spacing to add some spacing between each object or item within the stack, within the horizontal stack. And we created a scrolling view in order to be able to scroll through all of these different cards. Here in part 4, we want to create some data, or we can create some static data so that we can, instead of having, Monday chess every single day for every single card, we can have it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we can have different days we can have different workouts for each day. For example, Monday chess, Tuesday back, Tuesday back, Wednesday, I don't know, arms maybe. And yeah, so in order to do that, let's go ahead and get started with first creating our data. So this data here is going to be static. And what I mean by static is that the data is going to be the same throughout the project. So in order to do that, the first thing we can get started with is by creating our what we want the data to look like, the structure of the data that we want to create. So I'm going to go down here and start creating creating our data set. So let's first start with our struct. And we're going to call this workout. So our data, each set is going to be, each structure of data is going to be called a workout. We're going to make this identifiable. So this key term here is important because we want each structure to have its own ID, or even each structure of workout to have its own ID. So the way we can do that is saying var ID equals UUID, which is a method or a function that comes with Swift that creates its own unique identifier. So this line of code here is needed in order to fulfill the need of the identifiable aspect of it. So now we can create another variable, and for this we can say day, because we want to have each workout should have an assigned day. So that should be of type string. Actually, that should be here. Type string. So notice that I created var ID is equal to UID, because this is going to generate a unique identifier. Whereas here we're only defining the type of the variable day here. So the variable day will only refer to the string type. So var body part, maybe we can call this body part. So which part are we working out with? So for example, that might be chest one day, the other day might be back. We want to create an image, var image. So this can be of type string. The reason that we're going to make it of type string is because we're going to call each, in our data set, we're going to give the name of the image. So that will be a string in the string format. And we could say var routine, possibly. So this will come later. This will be important later when we want to actually give a routine or workout routine for each day. So this is not necessary for the card, but it will be necessary later on when we want to have each day or each card, when we tap on it, refer to a workout plan. So this will be of type array, an array of string. So the brackets here indicates that we're going to be creating an array, and what the objects within each item in the array will be of the type string. Okay, so let me just put some comments here so that way you guys can look at this later, or we can just make sure. So here, variable ID is being set to the returned, you can say the returned string, I believe it is, or returned a unique identifier generated from the method or function UUID. So that's why it's going to be set. It's why it's being equal. That's why it's here. It is an equal symbol, right? And the rest of this, are variables, name, the variable names with their respective types. Okay, now we know what each workout should look like. So now we can create our static data. So we can say let. So let here indicates that this data will never change. So let me type in let first. Let section, let workouts equal an array of, so let workouts equal an array of workout. So the way we can do that is type in workout, then parentheses. So when I type in workout, it's referring back to that structure. So look, the way that's highlighted here, workout. So these are the same. So it's referring back to this structure here. So when I type in workout with parentheses, then you can see that we're getting two ways to initialize the workout structure. So one way is to give an ID, which we do not need because it's being automatically generated for us, and the other way would just be to just start with the day body part image. So let's go ahead and enter on the first one. So string. So the day is going to be referring to the day, so it's of type string. So you just type quotes, Monday. You can do tab. So tab allows us to go straight to the next parameter that we have to pass in. So body part, can say that we'll do chest on Mondays. Okay, tab again to go to the next parameter that we're going to pass in. Image, I don't remember what images are called. Let's go ahead and open up our file navigator there by clicking on this in the corner, looking at our assets. So we have arms, fitness workout, and push-ups. Probably we'll need more images in this, but so push-ups will be the first, the name of the first image. Let's go ahead and copy that. Copy. Go back to our content view. I'm going to go ahead and hide it again because we don't need it. And this image will be push-ups. Now our routine. So this is a type string, is an array of type string. So we want to add the brackets. We'll give it maybe 2 routines. So you start up with a warm-up, because every workout should start out with a warm-up. And the next thing that we should do is go ahead and just get straight up in the bench presses. And then the next thing will be cool down, just a very short workout, but cool down. Actually, this is supposed to be home workouts, right? I don't know. Let's make it push-ups instead. Not that it really matters, but push-ups. Okay. So now this, remember, so workouts is gonna be, we're gonna create an array of workout of the structure here, workout. So I'm gonna get comment, add a comma. We're gonna add our next workout for the next day. So this will be, oops, let's do the autocomplete day. We can do Tuesday. Next thing, body part. We'll do back image. I think it was called fitness workout. So we can, one thing that we can do here is, let's say I want to refer back to another line of code or another set of code or another window panel. So what we can do is here is click on add editor on the right. I'll go on the left side here, this left editor here, and I'm going to open up the navigator here and click on assets. Okay, now we have two sets of window panels here, window panes or whatever you want to call them. So on our left side we can see that we have arms, and fitness workout was a picture of the guy doing pull-ups, so we can refer back to that and close this again. Make this smaller because we don't need all this. Okay, so for the image we can do fitness workout, and this does have to be spelled correctly the way that it should be, or else if it's not spelled correctly then it will not be able to find that image. The routine, something very similar. We'll just start off with an array of strings. This should be another warm-up, maybe, and then for a back workout, I don't know what you could do. Pull-ups. So you have a pull-up bar at home. Pull-ups and then just cool down. Another short workout. Okay, we'll do this for one more day and then we can just leave it at that, or we can start cool down. So add a comma here again. The end of this workout. Okay, and let's type in just one more day. So you don't need to type in all the days. And day. Okay, for this day it will be Wednesday. Tab body part should be, we'll say arms for this day. Image, there was a guy, yeah, it's literally, the image is literally called arms, so that's nice. Arms. The routine, very similar to the previous days, just these are just short workouts. Warm up, it's our first string element. Then the next element will be what do you call them, curls. Then the last thing of that routine will be cooled down. Okay, so we're not going to add a comma here because, let's just bring this a little bit bigger. Yeah, like that, yeah. So we added a comma here because we're adding another element. We added a comma here because we're adding another element. But here we're not adding another element, so we can just leave it without a comma. So this is our static data. So workouts, we're saying we're letting workouts we're letting workouts equal to an array of the type workout. So that's important for us to know. Okay, let me just quickly explain why we're using var here and let here. So the reason that let's say a var is indicative of of some data that will be changing over time, whereas let is indicative of some data that will not be changing. So it's actually better for you to use let. So it's better to use let when the data will not change when the data will not change, instead of var. Actually, yeah. So it's better to use let instead of var when declaring a variable or declaring a variable. That way, we're not just changing things randomly. That we don't just change things. It's safer to use let, because we don't always want to change every single piece of data, and sometimes when we change data just here and there, then it can really lead to some mistakes. So that's just something for future, a little tidbit for future use. Use let more often than use var, but do use var when you do need to change something, when the data the data is going to be changing quite often, or going to be changing at all actually. Okay, so we have our data, we have our structure, and now what we can do is we can start adding some code to make the data, or make our preview and make the app itself display the different types of cards. So I'm going to close this other window pane here because we don't need it. So close the editor, and then let's resume our preview. All right. So now, how do we get that data to be displayed within this scroll view here? Well, the way we can do that is by adding our way that we want to do that. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is add a variable at the very top to refer to this. Where is that data here? To refer to the workouts here. So let's do that at the very top. So we can do that here. So let's go ahead and enter. So we'll say let's workout data, I guess you could say. But let's actually go back down. Let's go down here. Let's call this workouts data. So this is our static data. I'm going to let workouts here equal to workouts data. So if you notice here, you have the variable name and then the type. So this is of type work as an array of the structures workout. So let's do workouts data. There you go. Oops. Okay, so let workouts equal workouts data. All right. So now in our for each loop, we can, instead of just iterating through from 0 to 5, we're going to iterate through our workouts. So for each, so here we can type in workouts. Here, workouts, which refers back to the variable at the very top that we wrote up there. So if you go back, let workouts equal workouts data. So here in our for each loop, we're going to iterate through workouts. But each workout, we're going to call it, we can either call it an item or we can call it a workout. So we're just giving an arbitrary name to each item that we're iterating through in our workouts. So each workout here is going to refer to, let me scroll down to one of these here. So this is one workout, and then it'll iterate through the next workout, and then it's going to iterate through the next workout. So it's going back up. So now we know that each data here is called workout. So in our Z stack, the image, instead of just making it static here to push-ups, we're going to refer to the image within that workout. So if I type in workout here, dot image. There you go. So workout dot image, because each workout structure has a variable image, which is referring to the image for that workout. All right, now if we go to our VSEC here, this is also static. This is referring to the day, but not every day is Monday. So let's go ahead and get rid of this and refer to the workout day dot day. I don't know why the autocomplete is not giving us the type or the variable, but it's referring to workout day. So if you look back here, we have our day. The next thing we want to do is probably the body part. So this is chest. So let's type in chest, and I think we spelled it body part. So going back up, workouts dot body parts. There you go. So now we're gonna scroll. In our scroll view, we have a for each loop which is iterating through the workouts data set, and each piece of data is we're referring to as workout, just an arbitrary name. If we typed in item, then this would be item.image, then this would be item.day and item.body part. So just giving this an arbitrary name to each element within the workouts data array. So if I refresh this, ideally we should be able to see, we'd see 3 cards referring to 3 workouts, and each day will be like Monday, Tuesday. Awesome. So it shows up. So if you notice, we have our card here with the image respective to that workout. Monday, for Monday, chest is what the workout that we're going to be working out on Monday, and Tuesday back. And let me just play this so that way we can see that Wednesday is the next card. So let's scroll through that. So Wednesday. So we can fix this. Layout issue later on. So we have Monday for the first card, which is the Monday chest, Tuesday back, and Wednesday arms. So that allows us to see that we can iterate through different pieces of data, static data that is, and generate our user interface to reflect that data. All right. In the next part, we will be able to click on one of these cards and go to a different view, which actually goes through our routine, and we can see the routine for that particular day. All right, see you guys in the next part, and please subscribe to this channel if you guys would like to see more videos. It really helps a ton when you guys subscribe. Thanks for following along the journey. All right, see you guys in the next part. Thanks.